Yes, people, what is good? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Six. I'm on hosting duties this week, but before we get into the customary proceedings, I thought it's best for us to send our condolences, our well wishes, love, support, strength, every adjective under the sun to Diogo Jota, Andre Silva, and the Jota Silva family as well. Yeah, man, crushing stuff, man, crushing stuff. Honestly, heart goes out to his family. Heart goes out to everyone connected to him, his fellow teammates, and pretty much the Liverpool fan base, the Wolves fan base. Every single person who had a closer attachment to Jota than I would have had, or the normal person would have had. Honestly, it's a it's a devastating loss, and we can only send our sympathies. GRIZZ, man, I'm gonna come to you on this, man. I know you were pretty cut up when the news broke on the day, man. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, obviously, first it's a shock to the system, and you're like, what? And then it actually kind of gets worse. I don't know, you guys, well, we've all probably been in a situation like that where, we've lost someone, not, I say, lost a close one. I wasn't close to him personally, but as football fans, we get accustomed to our players, don't we? We fall in love with certain players. We think we know them. Like, how you lot take the mick out of the way I call them by their first name or their nickname. We gain a relationship with them. Slaughter, you're like, shut up, Grizz, stop calling him, or Jots, I used to wind you up, but it's true. He wasn't a fashionable name. He wasn't a fair player as such. But you guys know how much I held him in esteem. I actually loved him. I actually loved his mentality. I loved his desire, his hunger, his ready to fight. He joined us in 2020 when we had probably the best front three in world football. One of the apart from the Barca one, wherever it was at the time. And he didn't care. He was like ready to fight Firmino, Mane, and Salah for a place. Joined us in 2020, wore the number 20, and led us to title number 20. So forever for me, he will be our number 20 man. And you asked me, how does it feel? I'm not gonna lie. First, it was a shock, and then you just go through Twitter and social media and like, what happened? What's going on? What's going on? But the next 48 hours cut me up bad, man. Maybe I'm getting too old, guys. Maybe I'm getting too soft in my old age, but it proper hurt me, man. Like, I was down and out. I haven't touched social media since then. I haven't even brought myself to do a video on him. I don't know what you say in these kind of situations. Like, as I said, I'm just a fan. I don't even know him personally. I can only dread to think what the family is going through. Like, his missus, he literally got married 2 weeks ago, guys. Sharing the best 6 months of his life with his family. 1 minute he's in front of £1 million people in the city of Liverpool, celebrating a league title win, singing his song, serenading the crowd at Anfield, then having the wedding, and then bang, all taken away, man. It's a scary, scary, scary thought that, how this kind of shit can happen.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Nor do I, Siri.
Yeah. life sometimes things happen in life and you can't understand it. It really is that deep. And you made a really good point as well. Like, yeah, he's a very distant, like, you don't have any ties to him apart from the fact that you support Liverpool. But we also have to remember that we're literally following these guys' careers from young up until the latter stages, right? You see them week to week, so you build up an attachment. So I wouldn't even put it that way. Like, yeah, you don't know him, but like, that's someone who holds like a place.
No, it's true, but players, or we hear about players' deaths, and you don't know until you have an attachment with a player how it actually feels, and it cuts up people differently. And we were just talking off air about how different people grieve differently, and it's a mad one, man. Like Diogo Jota, it's a mad one. We literally talk about him every week. We joke with you. Would you take him? And then we had debate. Would he get into the other teams? This and that. And there he is, gone. Yeah, look, the tributes have been flooding in from all circles and all quarters, and you can tell he's a respected player by by their tributes from players. I've been listening to every platform talk about him, and every platform players that you don't even think have got any emotion. You know what I mean? And they become like full of emotion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let me give you an example. Like Troy Deeney, we think Troy Deeney. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the guy, like, you know, whatever. But he was like in bits talking about him. You know, who's that Wolves keeper? Steve, remember the ex-Wolves keeper? Guys, help me out here. Matt, the Wolves keeper.
Matt Murray, is it?
Matt Murray.
Yeah.
He done a brilliant dedication to him. You know what I mean? Because he goes like, you know, I literally saw him, you know, a couple of weeks back, and he was so happy to see me and talking about my kid and asking about my kid. And everyone you hear and speak about says what a wonderful, wonderful, genuine guy he was. You know, Robertson was in bits telling him he's the most British European he's ever seen. He's the most Scottish, Irish European he's ever seen. And it just shows you how humble he was and just knew his limits, you know, knew his role. We always talk about know your role. He knew his role, and his role was to give it everything when he was on that pitch. And some people even said he gave too much on the pitch. That's why he used to get injured. He used to put his head in and leg in and knee in situations where you think you're a forward, man, allow it. You're going to get injured. And that's how he used to get injured. I'm devastated, guys. I was devastated, man. And the fact that I'm devastated and I'm a nobody to him, I can only pray and send all our best wishes from the Big Six to his family and friends, man, how they must be feeling. He leaves 3 kids behind, a wife, newlywed, and his brother. I mean, parents, they've just lost both their sons,
Horrible.
just like that. And I can't think of anything more horrible, guys. But yeah, look, people, I haven't responded to any of the messages and DMs. I love you all. Thank you very much for reaching out. I'm okay now to come on the show, so I'm okay. And in these situations, you do, you know what I mean, have to stick together. And I hope his friends and family know that they will forever be, you know, supported by the club. Obviously, they've done a brilliant presentation today, and the shirt will be retired. And that song, there's going to be serious tears when that song is first sung at Anfield on the first day of the season. Serious tears.
Yeah, I think the way your club have handled it has been brilliant, I must say. Like, this giving the rest of his salary to his family,
Contract,
and then
the rest of his contract,
and then pledging to basically take care of his 3 kids as well. Like, it's really good to see like how the club and your fan base and just pretty much all of football have united to really try and mourn and celebrate Diogo Jota and his brother. So it's been good to see, man. It's been good to see.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, as I said, it's shocking in here. It's like, man, we think footballers are untouchable. Like, this kind of thing don't happen to footballers. It only happens to normal people. Well, hey, this proves they're normal people, man. Flesh and blood, like the rest of us, man. And as I said, all I can say to end the matter from my side is just condolences and prayers to his close and loved ones, man.
Yeah, honestly, prayers up to Ruta, his 3 kids, his mum, and anyone else connected with the Jota Silva family. Anyway, yeah, big up Jota, man. Right, I guess we have to move on and talk about actual football now. There's been a lot going on the last couple of days. For one, Chelsea are actually within earshot of winning this Club World Cup competition. And I can't believe I'm saying this, because I didn't expect to be saying this a week and a half ago. Did you, Matisse? You're on mute, mate. You're on mute. You're on mute. Come on, man.
Because obviously with where we are with the draw, I'm not completely shocked, because we should have the quality to be where we are, and we do. Just whether or not we turn up and how much. I guess it depended on how much the manager was going to experiment, how many rotations was he going to make changes, because obviously this isn't pre-season, but at the same time, you kind of have to, if you're going to try things or you're going to test things out, you still have to kind of think about doing it now, because you're not going to be able to do it in the Premier League when it first kicks off. And I must say, like, I think it's been a great tournament. I know there's people looking in who are not at the tournament, and they're saying it's rubbish or it shouldn't exist. Saying that Musiala's injury over the weekend, which I'm sure we'll get to, is down to the tournament, when really it's a freak accident and it could happen in any moment, at any time of the season. It's been a really good tournament, and I think the tournament's got value. Obviously, there's tweaks and changes that need to be made, and it's been long in terms of, you know, the delays and stuff like that. But when you're looking at some of these South American, Brazilian sides coming up against European teams, Saudi teams, what they've been able to show, Sundowns, you know, South African team, we were just there a few weeks ago. It's nice to see respect given to these teams, and that comes from being on the biggest channels or getting the viewership and coming up against European teams and actually making them look kind of average at times. So I think it's been good. It just has to find its slot in the calendar. I can definitely think of more pointless competitions and more pointless fixtures than what I've been watching over the couple of weeks. But I'm buzzing to be in the semi-final, man, because we got absolutely flamed by Flamengo. We got destroyed, and the fact that we stood up against Benfica, which was a tough game to play after a 2-hour break, and then Palmeiras as well against Esteval, the goal that he scored against us and celebrated. The guy he didn't care that he was going to be a Chelsea player in a few weeks. This guy wanted to put us in the mud. He wanted to take us out of the comp. And he's probably just an extension, a reflection of all of South America in this tournament, the way they've played. So it's not easy, man. It's tough. The conditions, the weather, the pitch sometimes. Yes, people comment on the American pitches and whatnot, the stadiums. But yeah, if we do win this, it will definitely feel very, very significant. More significant, I'd say, than the last one, because the last one, you get to the semi-final by default. Then one game you're in a final, it's over and done with. It's 2 matches and you're in and out. This has been a slog. So if we do win it, and the final, obviously on the other side, if we do get there, you're PSG or Real Madrid, that's you know, what the best team in the world right now, or best team in Europe right now versus the Heritage Club, right? The guys that have won the most. So if we beat any of them, if we get there, it will definitely feel like a lot. So yeah, I'm buzzing, man. The team are doing well. Good performances, new players. Pedro, good debut off the bench. The lap, yeah, it's going to take time. I think this is why I kind of said it would be great if he was kind of competition and not necessarily rely upon him. I think that's why the Pedro signing is intriguing, because maybe it just takes the pressure off him a little bit, especially if Jackson's going to be inconsistent as well, and he's not going to be up to what the level is required to be, because he is doing a lot of fighting. He's getting booked and he's suspended for the semi-final. We already got a lot of those type of guys that will get suspended and red cards and yellows. So we need a bit of a cool head, a bit of professionalism, a little bit of calmness. But yeah, man, Enzo's absolutely balling out as well. Last game, fantastic in midfield. Andre Santos, I've been banging on about him for years, since we got him, really. Brilliant last game as well in midfield. So yeah, there's always green shoots. When you have this many players, this much talent, there's always going to be green shoots. But at the end of the day, we still need to make sure it all comes together. And if we can win the game tomorrow against, I think, a very stubborn Fluminense team, if anybody's been watching them, they're very good side. If we can get past them, then man, maybe we can do it. World champions. I might have to be shameless again. Gold badge in the middle. You know what I mean?
God forbid.
It's not bad living. I'm not going to lie. Imagine that. It wouldn't be that bad.
I'm just wondering though, you know, if you win it, will it be an asterisk against it because you've just been caught cheating again, or does it not count because it's Chelsea?
You have been so salty over the last 72 hours. I've never seen anything like it.
There'd be a reel on before the show, and the first thing you'd be talking about is us. So I'm just saying that now the Conference League has been found cheated, there's an asterisk next to it, and that doesn't count. You haven't won the lot anymore. And then now if you win this one, it doesn't really count because
do you know what it is, Steve? We don't throw stones in glass houses. You won't find many Chelsea fans that were going 1-1-5, relegate them. First of all, because we don't care about Man City. I keep telling you this. We're not rivals. Second of all, because we have had transfer bans. We have had fines. We have spent a lot of money. So it'd be very hypocritical of us and stupid of us to then be banging on City's door like, when are they going to get spanked by the UEFA belt? That's Arsenal fans. That's Liverpool fans. The classy, traditional clubs. Let them talk to them. Don't talk to us. Our fines getting paid by Arsenal anyway. Noni Madueke is going to be 50 million. Arsenal going to pay the fine. And that's it. Lovely stuff.
Wow. This brother. That is nasty.
That's what it is. Turkish is paying the fine.
Hey.
Turkish is paying
Might
the fine.
even,
So it's
they might
fine.
even
After the
sell,
fight,
they might even
after
sell
the
the trophy. They might even sell the trophy back to themselves, you know, to get through next year's.
How much is it worth? Who knows?
Probably worth a lot. It's the first one, isn't it? It's probably worth a lot.
That's what I'm saying. There's always loopholes. So I'm not worried. I'm not
It's
worried. to be
100 million
honest.
prize money. And I think you've got so far, how much money have you raised so far from it? 60 million or something.
80 something. I think Madrid's
80
got 80
million.
something. Yeah. It's
So,
all just
I'm
figures,
saying
Saeed. You know what I mean? We don't seem to need the money anyway. You know what I mean? It's
I
all figures.
saw something so funny today, and someone sent me a photo of the Madrid Dortmund game, and it was like they were like, "Oh, zoom in to the top," and when you zoomed into the top, they had like fake fans.
Oh yeah, that was disgraceful. Did you not see that?
They had fake fans, bro. I was
Mbappe
like,
has put up some nasty AI generated photo, and as soon as you zoom in, the fans stop about halfway, and then it just becomes watercolors, smudges.
Is it on his Instagram?
Yeah, it's on his Instagram.
Wow.
He's getting absolutely destroyed in the comments. It's crazy. I don't know why he did that. Yeah, crazy. But
Yeah.
listen,
I want to hear about João. Where did did João Pedro actually start the game against?
No.
Palmeiras?
He came off the bench for the lap, so that's interesting because Jackson didn't come on. And he played he played very well up front. I think he created the most chances in the game, despite only playing 36 minutes. And look, he did everything that I know he can do. I think everybody knows João Pedro is a very clean, very secure footballer. You know, he links things up nicely, he dribbles, he carries it, lays it off for his teammates, decent pass on him. So he didn't really do anything that I'm not expecting. If he can find his goal scoring ability in open play and actually start becoming a real like driller, that's when I'm going to be like, okay, now we might be going somewhere here, because he's going to do all the nice stuff. He's going to create for others. He's going to have a couple of goals here and there. He's going to be clean. He's always going to have, you know, he's going to be almost like as secure as Sancho was, but you need the end product as well in terms of the goals. That's what we ended up getting frustrated with. So he did exactly what I thought he'd do, and hopefully he kicks on, because I feel like I feel like we might be leaving it on that at the striker front. We've brought in so many attackers, man. We've got a whole new attack next season. Esteval, Gittins, João Pedro, Delap. So it's basically a whole new attack. So we'll probably...
I've got a question to ask as well. Yeah, why are your players? Why were they like going up to Esteval and talking to him as if Esteval is going to understand what they were saying? The kid speaks Portuguese. They're like, I'm seeing photos of Cole Palmer and saying, I'm like, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what you're saying.
I don't think Cole Palmer clocked that conversation wasn't going to go anywhere. I think he just it was just, you know, ultimately.
I understand Cole Palmer when we're English and we can't understand Cole Palmer. So I
You're not a kid.
I think it's just lodged in their brain that when someone's joining your club, like, you're going to go and have a word with them.
It's natural.
And then as soon as you start talking, you're like, oh shit, he don't know what I'm saying.
You don't know what I'm saying.
So...
It was one of them. Like, they would have thought maybe we'd done a few English words, but yeah, he had.
He's a good player, him though. I said it a few weeks ago, man. SAEED, good player, him.
Who, Esteval?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ready to start though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
nah, but he's a problem. He can just change a game. You know what I mean? He's one of them where, like you say, he come out if Chelsea are struggling in the Premier League to get something. He's that spark where it just can give you a lift. He just looks like he's enjoying life, enjoying football, and like you say, I think I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Prem. To be fair,
SAEED, there's another player that you've been banging on about, and I've really not watched a lot of this Club World Cup, but I tune in here and there. Yeah. And I was watching Palmeiras, Palmeiras Botafogo. I'm telling you, that Richard Rios guy, he can play.
Baller.
He can.
Yeah, man. Play. Bro, you know what? To be fair to him, he got outnumbered in that midfield. I think the Chelsea players did well in that midfield, but he stood up. And I watched him last summer, and I was like, bro, who's this guy, man? Like, this guy's a baller. Plays for Colombia. I was like, this guy's proper. Like, you know, he's very, very dynamic, box to box, good technically as well. He's got an eye for a pass as well. Like, very, very progressive midfielder. And I was like, you know what? Who does he play for? And then I was like, shit, he plays for Palmeiras. So obviously, Club World Cup comes in, and he's been there. Like, yeah, Esteval's getting all the PR and it's Chelsea player. But if you actually look who's been a better player, it's actually been Richard Rios. And I think for me, you know, I would have loved to come to United, but apparently Inter Milan have conversations about him. So, you know, it's one of them where, you know, he's going to probably go. He's definitely got a place in Europe for me. 25, right age, done his bit now. I think he's ready for Europe, if I'm being truly honest with you. But yeah, like for me, in that midfield, he's been head and shoulder above anyone else in the tournament, you know, for me personally. So
Gonzalo Garcia up front from Real Madrid is very
Yeah, he's been knocking in the goals, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know where he's just randomly spawned from, because no one was talking about him last year. I didn't. Well, maybe Real Madrid, maybe Spain, maybe they're, you know, in their circles, maybe they've been discussing him. But I feel like he's just kind of popped out of nowhere for most people, and they absolutely needed that, because when you watch them, like we've seen the front three. Rodrigo seems like he's not getting the game time. Endrick, I don't know where he's going to get the game time from.
I think he's going, Endrick.
They needed a focal point, though. They needed someone to be able to hit in the box, man. Someone to cross to, like what they had with Joselu. That's how they won the champs. He scored some big goals, I think, against Bayern, even though he's not the most fancy player. So he's been very good. But yeah, I'm excited for Esteval, man. That goal that he scored was nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I was taken aback, man. I was taken aback. If him and Palmer, who had a really good game as well with his goal and his finish, if they can link up on that right hand side, they might just undo all of the madness, all of the wrongs, all of the bad deals that we've done. You know what I mean? The Mudriks and all of these other guys, the Sassis. If those two hit it off, I might forgive them.
Yeah, but I do believe that Fluminense game will be the toughest out of these Brazilian. I think they've been. You know what? They're not the most talented team out of the 4 or the 3 that are there. I think Palmeiras are more talented. I think, you know,
Flamengo are good.
Flamengo have got talent, but this team here, Fluminense, like they've got a lot of heart. They defend well. You know what I mean? Like
the best way to describe them, they're the most European South American team. Like in terms of mentality, and they're all about hard graft and grit. They're not like how you would associate Brazilian teams. It's like pretty much like the national team. You know, where the national team went through a phase where it was all about athletes, stubbornness, great defensively, you know, hard to beat, and then 1 or 2 stars. You know what I mean? So Flamengo, I think they'll give Chelsea a very good game. But I've been impressed with Chelsea, man.
Fluminense.
Come on, Fluminense. Yeah, I think they might have something for Chelsea, but Chelsea have been impressive, and I know he was a debate, and we had a massive debate about him. But Moises Caicedo, man, and this is why I was crying for him to come to Liverpool. Do you remember before he was linked with us? I was like, I want Caicedo. He's a game changer. I think he's continued his form. I think I'm going to say something wild, but it's good to say early, and then, you know, we can do VAR checks. But I think, you know how I normally go mad about Rodri and the influence he has on City? I think he has equal influence and importance to Chelsea. I think without Caicedo, you're average team. But with Caicedo,
so you've complimented us and then you've gone and disrespected us. So
no, there's no disrespect.
That's classic.
I don't know which side to play on.
I was just about to be happy, and then you've gone and called us average.
You're not giving me much to work with.
Did you hear?
No, because it was like a backhanded compliment. That's what that was. That was a dangling of the carrot. No, Grizz. You dangled the carrot. You got all the Chelsea fans in the chat smiling. They're rubbing their hands together, thinking, "Oh yeah, finally someone on the big six going to give some credit." And then you've called us average without him. Santos is a very good midfielder.
Are you not?
Lavia is a great player.
Are you not? I'm asking you a question. We're asking you. Are you not?
No, I'm not going to call us average without him. He's absolutely very important. He's probably our most important player right now. With you know, the fact that Palmer's not been at the level that he was at in the first season in the last 6 months. I'm happy to say first.
Guys, is Chelsea average without Caicedo?
To say average,
average is a very strong word, man. So
what are Chelsea then? Okay, so what are Chelsea right now?
I don't. Okay,
so what are Chelsea right now, people?
I don't think. If you put out a midfield,
hold on, Matisse. What are they?
If you put out a midfield of Lavia, Santos, and Enzo, and there's Reece James at right back and Gyokeres playing the way he's playing at left back, that is not an average. That's not an average team. If you want to call that an average team, you do that by yourself. But don't drag me into this.
No problem.
That's not an average team.
Listen. We heard your match reviews. We heard you sitting here all season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Player of the season.
About your team being X, Y, Z, right? And now I'm saying take out your best player, who I think is super influential.
Did you play with the team of the season, Grizz, when we were doing this?
Yeah, but you outvoted me.
Average is a strong word. Average is mid-table.
I think you're close to mid-table without Caicedo. That's my opinion. And I think you agreed, but now because
No,
I
I don't know. I don't
you're
agree.
ready to jump
That's a
on
bit
me.
mad.
I don't agree.
That's a
We
bit
see how
mad.
it goes.
I like this.
I don't
That's
agree.
a bit mad.
I don't think I
But the
disagree.
point-
I don't think I
but
agree
the
with either,
point-
to be honest.
the
Nah,
point
I
I'm
don't-
trying to make.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
You hold on.
They've got players in their team that can outmatch them. They've still got
Saeed, I
Paul
want to hear
Pogba.
Saeed's opinion in a minute. So,
go
because
on.
you flip flop. All right. So you're saying that they're not average, yeah, without Caicedo.
Yes,
Let's
they're
go
not
on.
average.
Okay,
No.
cool. Let's watch out for his reviews for the rest of the season. VAR channel. People make that note of that. Yeah.
But the thing is, the drop. The thing is, yeah.
Wait,
How
hold on.
average
Let
are
me
you
finish.
talking
Yeah, let
about?
me.
Okay, go on.
Because if I finish, then I'll say in it. When I say average, I mean my version of average is top 8. Yeah, that's average. Yeah, to me. Yeah, top 2, 3 should be elite, and the rest are average. Much of a muchness. Now, I wanted to focus on Caicedo, but you lot have turned it into something
Caicedo
else.
didn't even play last game.
I'm just going to end. I'm just generally talking about
Well, it's
Caicedo.
kind of Caicedo top
Caicedo is absolutely pivotal to Chelsea.
Well,
That's what it is.
look, I'm not comparing because he's not on his level, but I think when Santos starts to play to the level that I think he's
You've
capable
been
of,
hyping
and
up
I
this
think
kid
he
for a little
played
while
and he
still.
played very well last game. I think you're gonna change your tune quite quickly because, like
No,
I said,
I'm gonna
if you
keep
put out a
it
midfield of Lavia, Santos, and Enzo, I am not stressing about Chelsea being average at
Okay,
all.
fair
I'm not
enough. No,
stressing
you
about
have been.
Chelsea being average.
You've been on Santos.
You can be a team's best player, and I don't know why TOBS shaking his head because apparently Caicedo dropped off at the second half of last season. Now suddenly we can't play without him. If you have a best player, doesn't mean you're an average team. Is Liverpool an average team without Salah?
No,
No.
Why you say F me for? Like, I don't agree.
No,
with what
I
you
had to because you were smiling. You were smiling like
Yeah,
as
I'm
if you had-
smiling because I'm smiling at
What's funny over there?
I'm smiling at you
what's
trying
funny
to
over there?
find the words to give a rebuttal, innit?
Liverpool without Salah, they're not
smile.
average team.
You're in the semi-final and you're getting at me. What's the problem, bro?
Because I didn't like the way you were grinning over there. I don't like the way
Yeah?
you're doing that. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is this: there's been a lot of chat on Andre Santos. There's been a lot of
he has
chat.
been on his case for a little while.
There's been a lot of chat on Andre Santos. So I just want you to know that I'm going to hold him by your
You
standard.
got an agenda. That's fine.
No,
Yeah,
no,
go on.
no agenda. This is the A word. I don't want
I
to hear
just
the
want to
A word.
let you know.
I don't want to
got
hear
an
the A
agenda.
word. No.
The A word is banned. The A
I
word
don't
is
want to hear
banned.
the A word. I don't want to hear the A word. I just said I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him, and I'm gonna hold him. This is gonna be me.
We
watching
are
it,
now
and then
because he's done it. You've done this, Matisse.
This is your standard, so
I have
I'm
no
gonna
doubt in his
hold him
talent.
to your standard. If
That's
the two
fine.
don't match, guess who I'm gonna speak
What is my
to?
standard?
You.
What's my standard?
You've gassed him up. You said, he's badding up in
He's a
France.
top
He
talent.
can be.
He's a top
He's a top
talent, yeah.
talent. This,
He's a
that,
top
and the
talent.
third. So I said,
Yeah.
all right, calm, no problem, cool. You know what? For what it's worth, I actually like the look of him as well. But let's see if he doesn't meet your standard, we gonna have words. Fair or not?
That's no problem.
Okay, cool. All right. 4.7K in the building. Make sure you lot smash the like button. I just want to quickly go through some super chats before we move on to the next.
Big up
topic.
Musiala. I know we're talking about Club World Cup. Big up Musiala as well. Speedy
Yeah.
recovery.
Bruh,
I'm so like
that was mad. That was
man.
mad, bro.
Coming back from
Mad.
injury as well. And I just think for me, like it's sad because it's talent, bro. We want to see the best players in football. And it's like he's out now for I'm guessing 5-6 months. Easy. Let's hope
More
he
than
makes
that.
the World Cup.
More than that.
Yeah, that's what they said, minimum at least. So yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, but yeah.
Horrible. Get well soon. It will be interesting to see how Bayern, like how they pivot in terms of their transfer strategy, because they definitely weren't expecting that. So, boy,
yeah.
Let's see. Anyway, yeah, let's go. Let's get some super chats in. So,
We should
big
go
up,
for
Chris.
Verts, man, to replace him.
I was waiting for you to say that. Big up, Cliss as well. He says life is too short, so cherish your loved ones. The whole world is with you, Liverpool and Portuguese fans. R.I.P. Jota and Silva. Another super chat from KK. He says at the end of the storm, there's a golden sky. We're all hurting bad right now, but Jots, the lads, and fans will fight with everything to make. Oh, the lads and fans will fight with everything to make you proud. Keep shining over us. R.I.P. our lads from Portugal. You never walk alone. Frankie Fasthand says, Matisse, if Chelsea win this Club World Cup, how shameless will you be? Officially declared best club in the world. Gold badge on the kit. 4 years until the next one.
I don't think I can quite quantify how shameless. I don't think I have the. I don't think I have the dictionary for that.
All right, fair enough. I'm hoping we don't see that come to fruition anyway. Big up SFAA PK7. He says, favorite Jota moment, helped us come back in the League Cup semi-final, scored a great goal, then scored the winning penalty and gave it back to the away fans who were chanting bad things about us. He cared.
Yeah, there's loads of moments. If people want me to ask about his best moments or his best goals, so many. A lot of them came up against Arsenal. I know Arsenal fans absolutely hated him with a passion because he's always score against them. So yeah, man, too many to remember.
Yeah, I was watching the clips that they dropped today, Liverpool Twitter, seeing all the goals. Taylor Yamamoto, big up. He says, or she says, I think as European fans, we tend to get a chip on our shoulder, but it's nice to see the game is global and this tournament is showing it. RIP Jota. Big up Vishal as well. He says, somebody please hook me up with a link to the Discord channel. The link in the description is just to download the app. We'll sort that after the show, brother. Don't worry about that. Another super chat from Tapping Merchant. My all-time, I'm reading this. My all-time 11, Schmeichel, Walker, Rio, Terry, Cole. Did anyone ask for this? Actually, let me not be rude.
It's
Fabregas,
chat.
Vieira, KDB, Henry, no, Cristiano Ronaldo, Aguero, Henry. What changes would everyone make, if any? That's a
brother. Yeah, we've done shows. Go and check out. If you're subscribed to
that's a good team, though, man. Big up to them.
Shut up, man. It's a good team.
What do you mean it's not a good team, bro? How is that not a good team?
I don't see no Gerrard in there, so move along.
Here we go.
If you subscribe to the channel, if you subscribe to our channel, you'll know we've done a series of shows on that. So
that's not come out yet, has it? It's not come out yet. It's coming out soon.
Okay, subscribe.
Sure, we've done so many recordings like
we've done so many.
Yeah, bro. It's coming out soon, man.
But thank you for the super chat. Ignore Toby's
thanks for the super chat, bro. Simply Shaf says, Tobes, if PSG win the Club World Cup and we beat them in the Super Cup, are we the best team in the world? And do we run that line for the next 4 years? I'm just going to follow Matisse's words. If that happens, I can't quantify it. I can't put it into words. I can't put it into numbers. We just have to wait and see. All right.
You know what? I seen a tweet here. I seen a tweet here from some Tottenham fan. Yeah, I don't know how. I think it's called Owen something. He was like, "Oh, PSG are going to be tired for our game, but we've got a chance against them." You know this.
Hey man, you know it's Kopi
like,
a minute. It's Kopi.
Fair play, man. They are desperate.
It's Kopi a minute. It's Kopi a minute because you're just seeing them blam everyone they play, and it's like, rah, they might actually move to us seriously, and you're just clinging on to anything to just give Tottenham a bit of a leg up.
They didn't blam Bayern Munich though. Bayern Munich stepped to them.
Kane was joking, bro.
They looked tired though. For once, I looked at PSG. I thought, ooh, they look a bit. You know,
you can't compare Bayern Munich though to Tottenham.
It's true.
No, we can't.
It's very true. Very true. Big up Steve for the big super chat. He says, as an Arsenal fan, before pre-Prem League starts, I am Liverpool. Jota was a true hero of the sport. Thank you for the intro. Respect, Big Six. I'm also a massive fan of GRIZZ. Thank you for the super chat again, brother.
Thank you. I'm a massive
Big up, man. Big up, bro. Your favorite, Matisse, Robert. We are top 4 without him and now challenges with him. Smoky talk.
Yeah, we were conversing today, and he said that obviously Nico Gonzalez was linked away with City, and he said the business wasn't too bright. And then I said, "Are we going to finish ahead of City?" And he told me yes. So I'm looking forward to the season.
Steve, how do you feel about that?
That super midfield that they talked about before, Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, and that got shafted twice off Bernardo, Gundogan, and Kovacic. So I'm not overly worried about that.
He said that super
twice. Old man away, slapped up off the old dogs. The old unks came to town and said, "Listen, get back in the cage." Slap over there.
All right.
How was the game against Al Hilal?
They haven't got a Caicedo in midfield.
Who's in their midfield? Do you know who's in their midfield?
Yeah, Ruben Neves probably getting your midfield. Hey,
you stayed up until 5 a.m. to get dunked on by Al Hilal.
5 a.m., mate. 5 a.m. No, do you know what? I'll be dead honest with you. I actually really enjoyed the game. I've stayed up till 5 a.m. and watched some absolute dog shit. So I actually enjoyed it, and they deserved it. So I've
That
got
was a
no
thriller.
qualms about anyone.
That
Anyone
was a thriller.
beating us, who deserve it, man. But I think that Milenkovic-Savic, good player.
You know what? He's still got it, you know. Milinkovic Savic,
Good player,
you know.
man. He's a good player. But the thing is, it's really not. You don't have to invent the wheel if you want to do it against us. Just go long ball and have someone fast up front. It's game over. That's what they did. They sussed it out second half and thought, we'll just go long here. And that was it. So we know what we need to do. I'm not worried.
Yeah, we'll touch on City after these super chats anyway. So big up Kyriakos as well. He says went to the game on Friday and was pleasantly surprised with the attendance for a US holiday, 66,000. Santos was definitely the standout for me. More Santos chat. First. Parasite 82 Green says big up for the super chat. He says GRIZZ and TOBS. Why TOBS? I didn't say anything about Caicedo. GRIZZ and TOBS, seriously, man, you do Caicedo dirty with team of the season, then you do a U-turn saying our team is average without him.
Matisse, my witness.
Look, Tobes, you said many times that he had tailed off, so you can't run now. Just accept responsibility.
Run what?
You created a narrative on this platform, which has really taken our credibility to the shits of.
I don't care,
it is
bro.
what it is.
And
And now you're trying to pretend like you didn't play a part.
It was Stephen
but
Toby.
I don't think
Steve was saying fucking Bruno Guimaraes should have been in the team ahead of him, so it's all right. It's not a
Yeah,
problem.
but I said he
100%.
should have been in the team of the season. What are you talking about? I don't know what you want from me.
Listen,
What do you want from me? Tell me.
So did you have
all of you
Caicedo
are
in the team of the
complicit
season?
and liable in some way.
Same.
What do you? No, I'm asking you and the Chelsea fan base. What do you want from me? You want me to lie and say
We don't want
he-
nothing from you. You. That's it. It's finished. We don't want nothing.
So then stop mentioning my name, with brother. Yeah,
Fine. It's fine.
Cool.
No problem. No problem.
Super chat from Musbar says average is strong word, but it's a strong word, but his absence can be seen. Okay. There's a couple more coming in. I'll quickly just rattle them off, then we'll move on. No, we'll come back to that one. Chelsea shafted by my uncle Kovacic. Go win Club World Cup, Matisse. I don't even know what that means. What happened with Kovacic?
I'm not sure.
No, he's just on about
Just backing off what Steve was saying, man.
Kovacic and that done Chelsea in it.
Nah, fair. Well, yeah, let's move on. Steve, I know you're speaking about City there, but obviously you lot have been you lot got knocked out a couple of days back. But I think there's some news that broke today around Nico Gonzalez, and then I really want you to touch on that centre back point as well, because I don't know. It feels like you don't need maybe another one or two defenders. Is there any noise there around Man City bringing some in?
What happened was, if anyone watched the game, first half, it was if someone had stopped at half time and said Man City going to win this game, you're putting your house on the game. City's winning it, because it looked like they were controlling the game, just knocking it around. It looked like a bit like a pre-season friendly, and then Guardiola and Nunes got booked. He took them both off, replaced them with Ake and Akanji. So the back four just looked so slow. Like City fans been moaning last season, saying he keeps bringing in the old back four and he's bringing in the old midfield, this, that, and the other. He probably thought, I can trust this team to just tick along at the end. But what Al Hilal did, credit to Inzaghi, he thought, you know what, we'll get Malcolm and Leonardo right up on the shoulder of him and we'll just knock the ball over the top. And we were running all over the place. And Cancelo pinged one from the halfway line, ripped us apart with one long ball. Remember last season when we were going through that run and we were coming on here every week and saying City were getting cut open? Well, that's what was happening. The only positive thing was now us going forward is better than last season going forward. So it was either going to end up 5-4 City or 5-5 penalties or whatever. But a couple of bozo moments from Edison as well. But the City fan base, which don't forget, 2 games before they beat Juventus, etc., they were playing great football. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Man City are back," and all that. Get carried away, and then it's just the defense is there. It's highlighted. We've got John Stones, who's not played. We've got Akanji, Nathan Ake. Behind them, we've got Kuzunov and Reyes. Now, for me, Kuzunov should have come on for his pace to stop that, but I don't know why he didn't. So I feel like probably got to get rid of one of them 3. So Ake, Akanji or Stones will have to go. And it was just about the pace. We definitely need a right back. Kyle Walker signed for Burnley now. So I think they're going to get a right back, and I think we'll be all right. But going forward, we looked a lot better. Reinders and Rodri. Rodri came off. He had to come off. He was feeling it. Obviously, we can't rush him. Cherky. Aitnaori was good going forward. Not good at defending. We know that anyway. We know that he's that kind of player. But other than that, there's been a lot of changes. There's a lot of different things. The backroom staff are working on things, but people have got to relax. Would we like to be there to the end? 100%. We want to win it. We didn't. So we're out. And so on the positive side, I'm thinking they get a 2-week break extra, which might be good for us going into the season. We might need that. And then they've just organised another friendly now against Palermo, 8th of August, which I said they'd do a friendly because we need one. The Nico Gonzalez thing has come out today saying he might be able to leave. I mean, I think that's rumours
mad.
because
That's mad, isn't it, when you think about it?
It's just rumours because I think if Rodri goes off, you think he's going to bring Nico Gonzalez on. Surely to God, you bought him to shadow Rodri. And then he brings on Gundogan. So I think people can see that. Is this another Calvin Phillips where he doesn't trust him? Is it another Nunes where he thinks he's not clever enough to be in the midfield? Because he's a good player, but I just think he needs to play. You know, you can't just expect him to take to the Premier League in Rodri's position and start playing how he wants. Even Rodri never did that, you know. He came in and had to shadow Fernandinho for 12 months. So I don't think they're going to get rid of him, but it is a bit of an alarming sight for me when you're bringing on the older players, you know, instead. And I don't know, but time will tell. And like you say, they're all away on holiday now. They earned a few quid. They got to run out. We've seen some positives. We've seen some negatives, and Pep's just got to fix it now. You know.
Yeah. We'll be watching very closely. We'll be watching very.
I think they need right back. I think definitely right back. Centre backs. The thing is for me, Akanji, you know, Diaz. I think Diaz still has got it. I'm not sure whether Akanji can still pull up another good season. Aki injury prone. I do think like it depends on whether
Vardio as well. Vardio's still there.
Vardio, yeah, it's true, but I don't know. One more kind of maybe full back and maybe another centre back.
They signed a centre back. Two centre backs in
January.
January.
But Reece is any young as well.
He's young, man. Young. You know, and I've seen a few City fans going at Diaz and saying, you know what, he needs to pull his kind of.
I think
he plays with Ruben. If he's got,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know, they left him. Pep left him exposed. Anyone watching that game knew that Malcolm and the other kid Leonardo were rapid. So when I sat there and I seen Gvardiol and Nunes off, Akanji and Ake on, and I thought, what's he doing that for? I thought we're going to sit deep, obviously, and he's just going to mop it up. We didn't. We carried on playing this mad high line, but we had no pace. You know, how many times last season did we see it getting round the back of Diaz? Diaz isn't slow, but he's not the fastest. And I don't think when we're pushed too far up, he needs sometimes a bit of cover with him. Once Guardiola left his side, Akanji ain't going to do it.
Two things though, Steve. Two things though. Gvardio was I think he was a revelation at left back in terms of goals and importance, right? So now it seems like he's going to be played as a centre back, right, this season. Does that concern you? And what would concern me if I was a City fan is Ederson still there, man? I genuinely thought you're going to bring in a bit of proper keeper. When I say proper keeper, he's a bloody title-winning keeper, but you know he's not the same. His
Gvardiol, Josko's brilliant. I feel like Josko needs to play centre-back. I feel like the other night we were comfortable with Josko Diaz. When he went off, that's when he went to shit. So I feel like he's fine. The thing is, you've got as well with Aitnaori and Jeremy Doku on the left. No one's tracking back there on that left-hand side. Them two are doing a madness right at the top end, like little 1-2s. If they lose it, we're under pressure. And this happened a lot with Riyad Mahrez and Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker and Riyad would get up the pitch, they'd do a madness, try and do a little flick. They'd intercept it, they'd ping a long ball over, next minute, we're vulnerable. So if you're playing Man City, for me, with fast forwards, you've got a great chance. That's why we've seen teams turn up at the Etihad like Brentford, and fucking beat us because they were crashing it on us with Visa and Buemo and Tony when our lot were up the other end doing it. And I said to people, you need to relax because not every single game in the Premier League is played like that. Not every team can do that. We played into Al Hilal's hands. They must have thought it was fucking Christmas when he seen them two come on in that back four. So that's in my opinion, Pep got it wrong. So Edison, yeah, we know he's good with the ball at his feet. We know what he's done. Is it a time for a change? I think a lot of City fans agree that he probably is a time for change for Edison, but I don't think it's going to change him. I think he's here to stay one more season. So it's mad. But listen, fucking hell, last season we won one game in 13. We ended up finished third. I don't know how we did it. We're not going to be as bad as that this season, I can assure you. With Rodri and Reinders, what we've seen so far, Cherky coming in the midfield, just the way we're playing it, we're creating a lot more. So City will be all right. They'll be fine. But if you're asking me who I need, it's a right back because the balance is not quite there. Nunez is okay, but we need a right back. If you're playing Cousinov at right back, I think he might do a job, but at the minute he's very young and raw, and I think he might get exposed. You know.
Interesting. It's a lot of interesting Man City chat. We got to see if your club can back it next season, and that brings me on to a very exciting trailer that we've got for you lot. So yeah, without further ado,
we've done London, Matisse.
We have.
We've done LA.
We have indeed.
This time, we're in South Africa. This time, we're in Joburg. We have the trophies. We have the pepper. And our roof don't leak. You know what I say about car parks? Shit about to go down.
The jacket is grey. That's the colour of the screen when you won all your leagues and your Champions League. No one was there. No one was there. My team allowed me to finish biryani. My team allowed me to finish biryani. My team allowed me to finish biryani. I get to finish my biryani.
I, Saeed,
do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear.
Square?
It's a penny. It's a penny.
Let's go.
boy.
VAR.
Yeah. Oh,
Nobody got that crowd going like me, man. I had them hyped and pumped, man.
Watching that back, it's just memories, man.
You can tell I'm not in court. I'm not used to, you know what I mean, swearing and that, you know what I mean, and testifying. So at least I'm a good guy.
All you had to do is repeat after me. I've never had an issue. I've sat at that table with tens of people. And
I was too excited, man. I was too excited, man. I just wanted to cook. But you go see it Thursday.
Yeah, brilliant.
Listen, Thursday, people, be there.
Yeah. Make sure that
YouTube channel, be there. Trust me, you're gonna enjoy that, man. I was literally smiling.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, even just seeing that quick clip brought back. Oh man,
bro.
Joburg was just lit, man. Super lit, man.
Super lit, man.
Super lit.
I have to say though, I have all the back your chats. The guys that were on it, forget us, but the guys that were on it, like from the crowd, were superb. So make sure you're there Thursday. Check it out.
It was good, man. There was a lot wanted to get on it that didn't. We could have been there. We'd have been there all night, man, till 5 in the morning.
Easily.
We'd have let
Easily.
They had the energy, man. They had the energy and the passion, and it's when you watch it Thursday, you'll realise that it could have gone west at any time because it was just we just went with it. We had no real plan. We knew what we were doing, but even when we were just there, it was like it was hard to get to back your chat because there was that many people there. It was impressive. I'm always one of them people that worries about whether people are turning up. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, on the day, I was like, yeah, they're gonna come. But when we turned the corner and seen how many was there, I was just like,
mad
shit.
Yeah, it was mad. It was mad. Literally getting out of the whip. Yeah, it was crazy. Like you probably had to go through like 100 people just to even get inside the venue in the first place. So many people saying, "Yo, what are you saying? How are you? This is that and the third." It was beautiful, man.
There's a bit that probably didn't get filmed, right? This is what was mental, right? I've jumped out the car and I thought, fuck it, I'm having it. So I've walked over the field and I've gone, where's all the City fans at? They've all gone, right, Steve. They've all come charging down this thing. But then I thought we were going to get mobbed. And then when they got close, they all just went in single file, dead respectful. And then like came down the line, dead respectful. It was mental. Like in England, everyone's just piling into you, innit? There, they all just went behind each other. And then they were coming single file. And then we all had our own little mobs and that. But no, great experience. And like you say, everything I've been asked about South Africa, I've done nothing but great things to say about it. And like you say, if we can get to Cape Town and get back there, because I think we've got some fans there, I think it'd be good, man. Back your chat, Cape Town. If you want it, we'll bring it.
We don't have to ask them. They were cussing us in all comments.
The Big Six will definitely be back in South Africa. Believe that. Yeah, believe that. Well, you excited about that, SAEED? Yeah,
bro. Come on, man. We were living like kings out there, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna come out. You're gonna come out this time, yeah.
Come out, bro.
Well,
I mean, you left us. You just left us, bro. You just come on. You shout my boy. You know what I mean?
People taking the piss in the chat. Yeah, taking the piss in the chat, saying there's no City fans. Tell them there was City fans there. There was a good number of City fans there. There was a good crew, man.
I was shocked about.
They were actually City fans,
and they were all dressed as like full kit wankers and that. You know, there was there. You know, like head to toe and that with the hat on and everything. I don't know if Steve sorted him out in a few games beforehand and that, and said, "Yo, listen, make sure you propose the City fans." We
had to stop you wearing your shin pads and your fucking captain's arm on the left.
Steve buying fans, yeah.
Well, it was TOBS and SAEED that obviously left the house in tatters with their deadly shits as well. So it was quite the experience.
Brother, you know these lot, man. I swear down, bro. Like, are you men? Are you men?
Honestly, ask them again.
Men? You know, real men.
Yeah, but do you guys not use air freshener after you've taken a shit? Because that's
I literally did it. But it's my room, it's my facility, it's my area.
On the camera shot, you're standing facing away from the bathroom, spraying the air freshener into your bedroom, not into the bathroom where you've taken.
But obviously the thing spreads, innit? And obviously it close the window.
Man spraying it like that.
I had no window as well. I had no window in the toilet, bro. So and people could see me as well from the window. So I was like, yo, let me just. So there was a lot of things going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you? So
people in the comments saying, "Ew, grow up, man. It's part of
bro." Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Ew.
Like,
we'd only just landed there, and we'd literally got in this beautiful villa. Yeah. And then Toby and SAEED have ran off and started dropping the kids off at the pool. So everyone was like, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? And that's it. We hadn't even worked out the air conditioning. GRIZZ had it on Antarctica mode in his room, and SAEED had it on fucking Desert Safari mode.
SAEED's room was boiling.
To be fair.
Bro, Turkish came in and fixed, man. I was like, shivering in the mode. I was shivering in my room, and Turkish came in
and boys, to be fair, they'd been on an 11-hour flight, so they were holding it.
Yeah,
man.
Come on, bro, man.
It's true.
I don't know because I didn't witness it, and I wasn't there to smell it and do with it. But apparently, what Matisse dropped on that first morning, like, and it's right near the kitchen, like where everyone's sitting. Everyone was going mad.
Which drop?
I didn't
drop nothing. I didn't drop no bombers. I didn't drop no bombers.
Oh, apparently,
listen. Let's tell the truth.
You dropped the bomber in the communal toilet.
I was waiting for the first bomber. The whole
Turkish was ready to call the trip off.
Oh, the second house.
Listen. It's worse than that. Don't forget. Before we got to the villa, we stopped at Mo's tile shop, and somebody dropped a fucking bag of cement in Mo's tile shop. Do you remember? We were waiting.
Not me.
Who went? Wait. Who went to the
Matisse went before any of them.
Matisse. Again.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Look at him. Disgusting. You are a tramp. You are a tramp.
1 minute it's all right to shit. No, it's not. What's going on right now?
No, because you were cussing.
You went to someone else's business.
It was a workplace, a place of work.
Yeah.
Better than doing it in the yard.
Matisse, can you check your intestines out? Can you get your intestines checked out?
Mo gave me good. He gave me permission. Give me the pass.
Hey. Talking about this full-on English landmark being dropped in the middle of Joburg, he's just turned up and dropped a proper landmark at Mo's tile shop. You know what I mean? It was like Jurassic Park, Mo said.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna blame? I'm gonna blame the food on the plane.
No, you can't. You can't.
That's Tobes. I'm trying to help you.
Mushy
That's what it was.
peas.
The mushy
I didn't
peas.
touch that, man.
All sorts of
Mushy
madness.
peas,
He's
brother,
having a
mushy
full English breakfast in business class. Saeed's kneecaps are clashing with the chair in front in private economy.
Yeah,
And where I am in mushy peas. You know
Matisse,
what I mean?
Matisse, are you forgetting? Certain man was scoffing down the BA economy meal like it was gourmet, bro. He was even asking for seconds. I ain't naming names, yeah. But there are two other people who traveled with us, yeah. Turkish and Skull. And I'm telling you, it weren't Turkish. So make it that way. Make it that what you will. The man was asking people for this.
Man was like, "You got any mushy peas left?"
I was like,
I finished mine.
He licked up every tray on the plane.
That's crazy.
let's
Man says so hungry.
go hungry.
Go hungry. Go hungry. Go hungry is crazy.
Nah, man, bless him, man. It's all the editing and all them long hours, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Skull suffers
He's all the energy he can.
Man, the bad stomach, man. So he's got to be careful, man. I'm surprised he's eating that
Bro,
shit.
bro, if it weren't for the bad stomach, we'd not seen the Lions, man. So, bro, we got to thank that, you know, the airplane food and that, bro.
There's a lot to thank. There's a lot to thank shit for on this. On this trip,
you know what I mean? We literally would not see them Lions.
No.
So,
Let's quickly go through some super chats. So this one's from a long time member as well. So I'm just gonna call him Zephyr. He says, "Oi, Grizz claiming he put Caicedo in Team of the Year twice now. Stop lying, Grizz. You voted Gravenberg."
The only person that voted was Saeed. The rest of you,
exactly.
I said Caicedo.
Own your shit.
He's trying to claim I'm a flip flop.
The only person
Vote for
is
Caicedo.
Steve and Turkish. The rest, the other two of you, backtracking. Oh, I had him in
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Hold on a second. If you two had him in there, we would have him in the team because it would be 4-2. Me and Saeed have him in there. So why did he make the team?
I've been saying,
Why
Grizz,
did he make the team?
you have to be on to Grizz, you know, man.
I don't care about this. I'm muting you. I don't care.
Shout. No, shout.
I don't care about this.
The video is there. Go check the video out.
Yeah, Nottingham forever. Sorry, go on, Grizz.
No, I'm just gonna go and check the video out. The video was there for all to see and see who was backing Caicedo, and it was me. I was backing him.
Embarrassing.
Nottingham forever says, Steve, City win the Champions League next season, but Man United, what the hell? Man United will win the Prem. Do you take the deal? Also, has TOBS? No, I haven't had my teeth done. He's basically saying, if City, would you take City winning the Champions League if it meant United win the league next season, Steve?
Yeah, no problem. They need something, don't they? They're starving over there, man. Especially with Calvin Lewin up front. That'd be some job.
Jeez Louise. Calvert-Lewin, it will be a mad one. I can't even lie. Robertinho says, Steve, honest question. Is it Uncle Recycle FC next season, or do you ever see Pep playing the young guns in defense? Congrats, Liverpool on the Prem 25-26. RIP Jota.
I don't know. Listen, Pep's a strange guy. You know, at times we know that. So he does like to lean towards what he can trust. But there's got to be a point where if we keep getting exposed, then he's got to freshen it up. So hopefully this Al Halal kicking the bollocks might make him realise what he needs to do earlier, you know. If we'd have gone through that tournament, gassing it up and winning every game, he probably would think, oh, we're ready, and then get to the Premier League. I'd rather lose now to them and he hopefully fix it than get caught out against fucking Sunderland or something and end up losing that. You know what I mean?
Fair. So Benji basically says we need to get Premier League 25-26 table prediction for next. Bro, you're gonna get that, man. Come on. You're gonna get that, man. Wait a couple of weeks. Trust me. Stay tuned to the Big Six channel. You're gonna get that, brother. Yeah. Cool. Another one for you, Steve, from Saracen says, another season where City won't do anything and Pep walks at the end of the season.
There's not many seasons when we don't do anything, to be fair. So I don't know what you're going on about that, but we'll see, man. Thanks for the super shot.
And then the last one, before we move on, this one I flashed it up before, but I'm going to flash up again. Rodrigo Gyokeres Saka first game at Old Trafford.
Some level of delusional shit.
Maybe on FIFA, yeah, but
Where's Madueke in that front three?
Yeah.
Boy,
Where's,
I mean,
where's others?
bruh, we were like, I was trying to hold off on talking Arsenal because I thought Turkish would show his face, but clearly he ain't showing his face. So let's get straight into it, man. That Madueke one is baffling to me. Matisse, do you want to speak to that one? Because I'm a bit confused as to why that deal.
Is it happening though? That
Yeah, it will happen
Good.
because the clubs have a great relationship.
oh, we know that. We know that.
And
Yeah,
Arsenal,
we know that.
Arsenal wouldn't want to ruin that because they love to buy our players. This is a long list of players now: David Luiz, Willian, Kepa, Havertz, Sterling on loan, even going back to Diarra, Ashley Cole, and Gallas swaps. So, we wouldn't want to ruin that fantastic business relationship. It's really just about running the money over at the end of the day. Like Steve said, we have a fine to pay. We got Esteval coming in. Neto's been pretty good form recently. And the great thing about Madueke is he's Premier League proven. You know what I mean? Premier League proven. He's played right wing most of the time. That's really where he's effective. I'm guessing he's going to back up Saka. If you want to put him on the left wing, more than welcome to. If that means you're not getting Rodrigo, fantastic. Love to see it. If they're going crazy and they're going to get, some people think they're going to get, Rodrigo, Eze, and Madueke and Gyokeres. I mean, that would be nuts. Because then if you're just having Madueke as a squad option, that's probably necessary and it's expensive. But Saka was out for 4 months. You got rotation. I understand that. But to have him as one of your expensive pieces in the attacking jigsaw when you need starters in the left wing position, it's a bit puzzling. But yeah, let's see what other business they do outside of that is going to determine if it's bad or if it's okay. And then obviously Wanyeri, I mean, that link was weird. That was very random.
That was nasty.
I personally think his agent is just using our track record of signing young players to do up a contract for his client, his new contract. But I did see when I saw his 1 year left, I thought, we've been here before. You know what I mean? Boyhood club, young player. You know what I mean? We had Trent last year, maybe Wanyeri this year might have something to talk about for the season if Wanyeri's not signing a new contract. If he runs it all the way down, I don't know. I don't think it will happen, but it would be funny if it did because Turkish's head loss, I kind of need that. So,
but they're getting a striker now, aren't they? The one they wanted, they all wanted. So
what are you saying about that, Steve?
That's SAEED striker, Gyokeres.
Yeah, he's not for me. I've said it before. He's not for me. That's my opinion. I've said it about players before, and I'm going to stand to it. So if the Arsenal wet wipes, I'll get the petition out again because they don't like what I say, then get the fucking petition out because I'm sorry, it's my opinion. And if I'm right, I'm going to be rubbing it right in your mush because you've all said we need a striker. If we got a striker, we're going to win the Premier League. I'm sick of hearing this bullshit from Arsenal fans about what they need to win the Premier League. This is phase fucking 46. You know what I mean? Get it won. If you're going to win it, fucking win it. Don't let a Liverpool come marching in with no signings and take it. Don't let Man City lose Rodri and then end up winning one in 13 games and end up finishing close to your ass. Because all that shows you is you're miles away from it. So if they don't win it now with a super striker, in their opinion, then when are they ever going to win it? You know what I mean? When are they ever going to win it? So, get him on board. Do your daft dancing videos with your fucking hands over your eyes, whatever he does, yeah? All this shit, like you did with the rice, baby. Get all that out your system, yeah? And it'll still be the same thing, yeah? Dancing in September and crying in May is the fucking Arsenal way, yeah? So crack on. I'm not changing my opinion. I'm not changing and flip-flopping. I'm Big Steve. Get the petition out because you're going to win fuck all. Again.
Oh, God.
Simple.
Where's Turkish when you need him, eh? Look at this.
But you know what, though?
A slaying of the Arsenal dragon again. Bloody
bro. Like,
the pressure's on, man. I'm not letting Turkish sit in that top corner and get away with it after 2 games like last season against Brighton and say, we're not good enough to win the league. You need to all come out here and with your Gyokeres or fucking whatever his name is and tell us what you're going to do. That's what we want to listen to. We need the chest. I'm not listening to all this shit.
Is this like a kid in the playground that, they threaten to fight you and then you say do something and then they just walk off?
They threaten to fight and then they go and tell the man. That's Arsenal for you. One of them, innit? I'm going to do this. And then the next minute, the man turns up at the door and you get bollocked. It's all bullshit. You know what I mean? If you're coming to fight, come to fucking fight, innit? Don't be fucking, hiding behind your man.
Does anyone so hear that perspective, Steve?
Okay, so I'll give you the opposite perspective.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Like, go on.
I get the whole, because right now it's actually quite funny to watch. It's basically the new age fans versus the old age fans in the Arsenal fan base. The old age want the goals, the guy with the record, the guy that's doing it, at the top-ish level, obviously Champions League this season. And the new age guys want the data, the metrics, the long-term, the project, the Arteta guy. It's Arteta versus Berta. And maybe, yes, Sesko does suit Arteta's last season style more than Gyokeres. I don't disagree with that. But who said last season's style is what they should be trying to suit? As far as I'm concerned, they regressed. Arsenal were 10 times better in the first season they challenged under Arteta when they were free-flowing, direct, they got the ball forward quickly, and they weren't focused on percentages, set pieces, risk, all this bollocks and long throws. They were actually exciting to watch. That's when I was actually scared of Arsenal. Like properly shitting it. They might actually do it. If they stick to this and they just add a couple of things, when they absolutely smashed the league up until Feb, they went clear at the top of the league, no one could catch them, and then the mentality and the experience kicked in. It was like, gonna have to take a back seat first season in. If they had kept that going, I think they would have won it last year. Obviously, the injuries, you take that into account. So if this makes them more transitional again, and it makes them more direct, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing, in my opinion, because that's Martinelli re-engaged. That's Gyokeres engaged. That's a proper team. That's a proper difficult team. So I think it's an interesting side. I'm not saying I'm scared at all, because I didn't actually personally want him. I want Osimhen, and we're not going to get him. So I'm not going to say that, he's just going to come here and get 50 goals. He's not. There's clearly going to be a drop-off. Saka probably needs to give him his pens as well, so he can get the confidence going and whatnot. But it's an interesting signing. I actually think tactically it's going to be very interesting to see how he works it, because he's always going with Havertz, Jesus, Mikel Merino up front. He always wants his link man, his aerial threat, and Gyokeres is absolutely dog shit in the air. So I actually think I'd be interested to see if he moves to a 2, or Gyokeres comes in off the flank or runs the channel a little bit and comes in off that side, and he still has a focal point. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think there could be a little bit of surprise there, maybe.
I think Arsenal just having some sort of box presence, someone who's actually going to be in the box to finish up the chances, is going to be a breath of fresh air for them. And I completely understand the perspective. I may not necessarily agree with it, but I understand the perspective of you want to sign young, because then if he does bang, you've got a striker there for the next 6-7 years, right? But not everyone can be a Haaland. Do you get what I'm saying? Not everyone can be in Haaland. And when you look at the money that Leipzig were demanding for Sesko, 90 million euros. 90 million euros.
But they were ready to do it cheaper than that. I think it's an interesting signing. I think it's a different style of signing from the forwards that we're accustomed to watching Arsenal have in the years gone by. Yeah, skillful, flary, false nines, all different types of technical strikers, right? You go back forever. Gyokeres is none of that. He's an out-and-out bullying type target man, running the channels, powerful. Yeah, so it's going to be difficult to see, or not difficult, it's going to be interesting to see how Arteta plays with him, because we know he does love his physical 6-foot duelers, and Gyokeres adds to that. He's a bruiser. Let's just say he's a bruiser more than your fluid movement technical striker that they're accustomed to playing with. So I don't know. I'm not as anti as Steve is to it, but then again, I'm not overly scared like Matisse said. Like, oh my God,
it's worth the punt.
I think it's worth a punt, yeah, and it's something different. And I agree, TOBS.
Can you risk a punt? No, we've had the punt every season.
No, they can't. You're right. No, they can't.
You've got to win the league.
They do.
They do. But then if the alternative is Benjamin's Sesko, is he?
He's not winning the league. He's not winning
100% certainty that he's going to be the one that pushes them over the edge in comparison to Gyokeres.
It wouldn't be the Osimhen or an Isak, but they can't get that. They're not going to get that. So there's no point complaining. They have to find something.
But this is
to be honest. No team, not even Isak guarantees the league. That's a disrespect to Liverpool. It's a disrespect to City. So
imagine you got a very, very high chance.
A good chance, yeah. You know what?
You got a good chance, 100%, but nothing guarantees. So There's
But-
too
but
much.
The thing is, if we're saying Isak and who's the other one you said? Osimhen was the ones that they wanted or should have got, whatever.
Should
And
have,
they're
yeah.
available. Okay, because Isak is completely different stylistically to Gyokeres, for example. Yeah, they ended up with getting Gyokeres. Yeah, if Isak wasn't possible, Ekitike is available.
Yeah.
So stylistic. So this is why I'm intrigued to see how he adapts stylistically. If that was his first choice, he's gone to a total different type of striker in his second choice. So I'm intrigued to see how they set up.
They need.
Maybe
they need,
Isak
they
wasn't
need-
his
they need a
first choice.
shooter.
Maybe it was just
Yeah.
fanfare.
They need a shooter, bro. I'm just like,
I
and
ain't gonna
in the
lie
end
to
of
you,
it, they need a shooter.
Yeah, he has to adapt to Gyokeres. I hear all this nonsense about
Same.
Arteta adapting to Arteta. What do we need to adapt to Arteta for? Like, what's this? He's gone 5 years without a trophy. You know what I mean? They claim that this is his last kind of almost moment to prove to Arsenal fans, you know, that he's the man. So how about you got Gyokeres, you got a goal scorer, you know, adhere to what he needs and figure out a way of fitting him into your system and make it work. Like, allow this all,
100%.
you know, system Arteta, brother, create chances. He will score the goals. Simple.
100%.
That's it.
100%. You hit the nail on the head, and it's why we said this last time, right? It's why like signings like Eze is important, and like if they go for Rodrigo or whoever, like they need to beef up the creativity in their team, irrespective of Gyokeres. They need more players capable of being able to create chances in that team. And when you've got a striker who, like, okay, listen, I am the first person to say Portuguese league, you got to apply heavy tax, because I don't think strikers in recent years that have come out of that league have performed well. But when a man has scored like 46, 47 goals season before last, and then 50 something goals this season, he's worth the punt right now. He's worth the chance for you to say you can be potentially our guy to fire us over the line. So for me, you got to pad the team around him and put the players that can get the best out of him. It shouldn't be the other way. It shouldn't be the other way around. I agree with you, Saeed.
Yeah,
Arteta's tried his way. His way's not worked. His way hasn't worked.
His way hasn't worked. So it's like now I get where he's coming from. Like, you know, Steve might say it's
so what you're saying? So you're saying rip up the blue? Oh, wait, hold on. Am I hearing Toby and Saeed?
I'm not saying rip up the blue the book. I'm saying that
that's what you're saying. You're saying build it around a target man
I'm
striker when he's never done that.
But it doesn't mean they have to
That's
change.
what you're saying.
No, it's not. I'm
No,
saying
Saeed saying that's not what I'm saying. That's exactly what you just said.
What did I say that? I didn't say
Just
no.
now.
I'm saying to you,
He's saying
if you got Gyokeres, if you got his qualities, like also like adhere to his qualities. It's not always about what Arteta wants and we got to play this style of play.
You know, which you're suggesting Gyokeres is more important to adapt to his style than him adapting to Arsenal style, which I totally disagree with.
But Arsenal style. But what is Arsenal style?
What is Arsenal
right
style
now?
that we've seen in the past 5
Arsenal
years?
style is progression and strength in defense, and now they need a striker to finish off the chances.
So then, how
That's
does
what
that?
we all agreed.
They have to
We
create
all
the
agreed.
chances.
So
We
but the
all
strength of
agreed.
defense
We all
doesn't change.
agreed that they need a gunman up front. They brought someone you just said has scored 90 plus goals last season, but now you're saying no. The whole team has to adapt to him.
No, that's not what
I
we're
didn't
saying.
say
Riz.
that.
That's not
Him,
what
bro.
Saeed is saying. He's clearly saying you've got a striker that's coming into this team. Don't ask that striker to be doing the exact same things Kai Havertz was doing, because he's different to Kai Havertz. Ask the striker to do what he does best and work around him. That doesn't mean you have to rip up.
Arteta bought Havertz for a reason. He thought that Havertz could slot in there, link up the play, keep Arsenal playing fluid, bring Odegaard into it, get Martinelli on the ball, get Saka on the ball, play this fluid football. And for a lot of times it worked. And Arsenal do play good football. We can all agree at that. What you're going to get with the big fella up front is totally different. You're going to get balls
not last season.
You're going to get
play good
You're
football.
going to get balls put into him, right, where he's going to be expected to hold up the ball and bring people into play, etc., etc. That's fine. But when people get wise to that, what you're going to get is what City got second time with Haaland. Soon as the ball goes into Haaland, people are wrestling him. They're in through the back of him. The ball's going to be bouncing off his knees. It's going to be going left, right, and centre. It's going to be going everywhere. So that's, in my opinion, I don't think he changes the bar for Arsenal. I think it makes it difficult, and other people have then got to pull the weight. And it's either got to go down the flanks and get the balls in the box for the big man to attack it, which I don't think Arteta's going to want to do, because he's going to want to keep the ball and pass it and keep control. And I feel like he's not built for how Arsenal want to play. With City, it was different. Haaland turned up that first season. No one has seen anyone like that, right? City got away with it. He had a great season. Look at him now, Haaland. City have got to adapt now because Haaland can't be the focal point because it's not the way to do it. We've seen it last season. And it's not going to be easy for him to come in this league, the Premier League, your Brentfords, your lower, your Evertons and people like that. The centre-backs love playing against a striker like Gyokeres. They do not like playing against a Kai Havertz who is all over the pitch. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
We also see
they do love playing with Kai Havertz because they pocket him most weeks.
What I'm saying is Kai Havertz doesn't score the goals, but he keeps Arsenal playing football. So the rest of the goals come from elsewhere. Gyokeres is the same. So what are you going to do with Gyokeres? You're going to think you think he improves Arsenal to win this league? Arsenal finished second 2 years on the road.
But he alone isn't enough. That's why I'm saying he can help. What I'm saying is they need him plus a Rodrigo plus a Eze. They need quality. We're not saying that him alone, that's it. Like they need more than just Gyokeres. But what we're saying is at least they're signing a striker whose primary focus is scoring goals. You can't say that for any of the strikers that they've played up top the last 2-3 seasons. And everyone can see towards the end of the season when they need someone to be that cutting that bit of cutting edge alongside the Saka, they've not had it. So now,
for me, when you see Gyokeres, he has no issues running down the channels. He has no issues coming in from wide areas. Not saying he's a winger, but what I'm saying is this whole Gyokeres has to be the focal point. I don't agree with it. You can play with a focal point. You can hold on. You can play with a focal point.
Gyokeres in the channel.
I'm not saying he's right on the touchline, Steve. What I'm saying is that you just saw
Haaland's in the channel. What good is Haaland in the channel?
Brother, Haaland and Gyokeres are not the same player.
But Haaland's there to score goals. Gyokeres is there to score goals.
Pep literally adapted to Haaland. That's what you said. Who is Arteta to not adapt to anyone? Why does Arteta need to get exactly
that's a big point?
Why can Arteta not change his system this season? Pep, how many times do you come on here? How many times do you come on here and you say Pep changes his system every year? Pep adapts.
Because it's Pep, not Arteta.
And Arteta needs to be like Pep and win shit. No?
Arteta's not like Pep. Get it out your head.
Well, then he's not like. Then he's not going to. So he's not going to win.
Not like him. Do not try to compare.
No,
Pep
but
Guardiola.
that's not what he's saying.
No one is comparing them. I am saying Arteta.
But you're saying
not
Arteta can just turn the switch and change the system.
But he's saying
he has to. No, but he has to be able to tweak. He has to do it. No, because if you're going to be a top manager, you have to tweak. If he can't tweak, then he can't be a top manager.
If he was good enough to if he was good enough to tweak when Arsenal were the top of the league and going to win the league, they wouldn't have bottled it and fell off three times.
Why are you encouraging him not to tweak?
Pep was second, and Pep tweaked it, and we went and won the league.
Okay, right, and that's what they need to do. Come from second to win the league. So why are you advertising and propaganding Arteta shouldn't tweak and should keep being stubborn and keep being really like close-minded? Why?
Don't buy him. I'm saying don't buy him. He's not the right man for the job.
Yeah, but you don't know if you don't know
at the end of the season, I'll be on here telling you, like I've done for the last 3 years, that Arsenal have bottled it again with the gun man up front.
I don't think they're going to win it either. That's what
No, but
they have to try and win it, Steve. They have to try.
They try every year, but they fail.
It's beautiful.
They're trying something different now. You're saying they shouldn't do. You're saying they shouldn't.
You're saying they shouldn't try because the thing is, Steve's cheeky because he knows damn well Sesko's not leading them to no fucking title. That's what it is. You know damn well. You're almost doing a little tap on the top of the head. Sesko just puts them straight into third.
He's
nice
still growing,
and cushy, young player, up and down, inconsistent. Oh yeah, Sesko, you just go and sit there with Arsenal in third. You're no threat to no one. That's what you want.
You know what just makes me laugh? I've just seen somebody say in the chat that Steve's jealous. How can I be jealous? How can Steve be jealous? How can Steve be jealous? Yeah, when we've just won 4 leagues in a row and you've come second 3 times in a row, and we've got Erling Haaland up front that scores a guaranteed 30 goals a season, and you've got fucking no one. So I'm not being funny, mate. But come on,
I just say something?
Go on, Saeed, and then we're going to do super chat.
I just want to say, like, when in the Real Madrid games and PSG, they were creating chances, you know. Like, they literally were creating chances. They needed someone in that box here to finish off the chances and score. Are you telling me that Gyokeres can't be that guy, Steve? That can score?
No, he's not going to be that guy.
No, but bro, come on.
Well, you don't know that for certain. It's fine.
In the
Not gonna
box,
be
they
it.
had
No, I
chances.
said to you, it's my opinion. So your opinion, you're telling me he is going to be, and my opinion, I'm telling you he's not going to be.
No,
So
I'm
at the end of
saying
the
them
season,
chances-
we'll see you right. So basically, what do you want him to do? Go long ball in the box, just knock it long to
No,
Gyokeres.
I'm not saying-
Gyokeres aerially is trash. I
ground.
need you to know this. He's trash aerially. They're not going to play
I
aerially
know
to
you have.
Gyokeres.
I've seen it with my own eyes several
can't
times.
head
I've
the
told
ball.
you before he was going to Arsenal, he's not the man for the job. Let me tell you, no one is banging down the door for him. Nobody in Europe elite
what
is
are we
banging down
saying?
the door for him.
So what have we
No one.
concluded then?
Not many players
I
are going
don't-
back.
I'm
Yeah.
concluding that it's another Arsenal hype job that we've seen many times before. Rice, baby, fucking Raheem Sterling, Wanyeri, whatever he's called, that kid that's fucking coming, going to be the new
Turkish.
star
What did you
boy.
let happen
We've
here
heard it-
today?
we've heard it all.
Where's Turkish?
We've heard it
Wow.
all before.
Where is Turkish?
We've heard it
Wow.
all
What
before.
has
He's-
Turkish
he's-
allowed?
he's- he's-
Listen, what has
Maybe
Turkish
Turkish
just
is getting it
allowed
now,
to
man.
happen here today?
Nothing.
Not
He
here
should be-
to
he should
defend
be here
his
to
club.
defend his club.
It's
And he's
crazy.
Absolute fucking bullshit.
missing.
And
He's
Turkish,
missing.
to defend his club, if Arsenal draw the second game of the season, he'll throw the towel in like the rest of them have already thrown the towel in. You know what I mean? That's it.
Oh,
Shit, man.
Right.
Let's
Toby, before you move on, very quickly though. All right. Does Eze and Rodrigo change the scenario?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Of course.
They
Yes,
need
I
both.
agree with that. Changes
They
the
need both.
scenario. They finish second just by a point, not by fucking 10.
Fair enough.
All right, let's go through some super chats. Let's go. Let me just stick to the Arsenal ones first. So, Mr. BP says, "Has Turkish given you, man, permission to talk like this about my great club? Tell Turkish to come on the damn stream and defend your great club." Flipping hell! But thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, so Bills 10 says, Arsenal fans that grew up on Bergkamp are gassing a guy whose knees are in the clouds when he's doing stepovers. Gyokeres versus a low block. We will be there.
Wait, I love that, man. I love
People
that,
play
man.
too much, man. Sometimes
in the skies, that's how SAEED does his step over.
sometimes goals is currency, man. I really don't see Madueke. So big up Nivek. He says, I really don't see Madueke being done because Berta has definitely showed he will walk from the table if he thinks the valuation is too much. And £50 for a backup in Madueke is way too much.
Madueke is not going Arsenal.
Madueke will go Arsenal.
Let's see. Nivek also says, big up Nivek again. He says, Berta might actually be the perfect sporting, I don't know, SM. I don't know what SM means. Sporting something. SM to a club with a board like the Kroenkes. My guy heard 90 million up front from Leipzig and said deuces. Okay. So Shamar says, Endrick on loan with an option to buy for Arsenal seems like a good deal. With that savior complex, we can get the best out of anyone they have. I can see it. This is such a dead deal. I don't know if he's bantering.
Out of Raheem Sterling.
I don't know if he's bantering. Big up Rishab. He says, guys, we need to listen to Steve. Gyokeres is going to be as good as Antonio for them. Also, why are these Arsenal fans called gooners? Are they just a bunch of, I don't even know what this means. Are they just a bunch of gooners?
Yes.
Yeah. Big up for the super chat, man.
Big up. Red Army Reloaded. Big up. He says, you guys are forgetting we have the most touches in the box. Add Gyokeres to that. All those touches in the box.
Fucking hell.
I do like the way you guys do that. You kind of make things make sense, like with all the field tilts and the touches and the graphs and all that stuff. It's nice. It's nice to see that.
We have
optimism.
more touches in the box, FC. Fucking
You
hell.
see,
It's Matisse spot on. They do every calculation known to man, mathematician, scientist, professor, just to make sure that it makes sense in their head.
This one is actually interesting as well from
It's
James.
mad.
He says UCL semi-final with Mourinho up front. Allow it. Gyokeres is going to bank. I think he's easily a top 3 striker in the league. Listen, the last sentence is a bit of a reach because you don't even know how he's going to fare. But can we just deep that they'll play Mikel Merino up top? And mind you, he was not playing like Kai Havertz, and this guy was still scoring goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
Food for thought. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying. That's what
What
he's
are you
saying. Did you not hear?
We saying though.
Stringer, this name's cracking me up. Stringer Bellens. He's even got Arsenal. He's even put Arsenal beanie on Stringer Bell in the profile pic. He says, Stringer Bellens, big up. He says, oh, yeah, Matisse, once we get Rodrigo and Eze, You stay right there. Don't move a muscle. Waneri, new deal as well. We're onto you. Come on, you Gunners.
I'll believe it.
Do you know how excited the Arsenal fans was yesterday that they were going to sign Gyokeres? Big Stricto actually broke out the leather pants.
That leather pants, crazy.
Fucking disco pants on in his living room dancing because Arsenal was signed. Now I know a lot of you Arsenal fans are a bit fucking freaky and mad, but wearing leather disco pants to sign a guy from the Portugal league is a bit mental. You know what I mean? I seen the Rice Baby dance. And I thought that was a bit mad, but seeing Big Stricto wearing the leather fucking thundercrackers, that's just a bit too much for me, man.
Bring up King Howie as well. It says, Matisse, we have seen Arteta for 5 seasons, and now is the time you think he's going to tweak the system.
Look, I'm not saying that he's definitely going to do it, but that's what in my opinion, I think he should look at doing it, because he's not bringing in a striker that plays the same way as Jesus and Havertz, the strikers that he's brought in previously. So if you're not going to tweak it, then you might not be playing to the strengths, and then you're going to look like an idiot.
But Matisse, he did tweak it with Havertz, because he doesn't use Kai Havertz the same way he uses Gabriel Jesus.
They both kind of still drop in and link
they
things.
They do, but come on, Jesus is more of a dribbler, whereas
I think that's just Jesus' style. Like,
but I'm saying with Kai Havertz, you can go more direct. You can,
of course, yeah, you can. Look, for me, if he doesn't do that and he just plays him, let's see what he does. I just think it's interesting that he's gone from Havertz to Gyokeres. Like, if I don't see any change in approach or way of play, I'd be kind of surprised with that. They're not the same player. They're polar opposites. So
yeah,
this comment, Steve takes it.
Aye, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna finish.
Apparently, I'm rattled. Apparently so.
El Perdedor says Arsenal linked with Sesko, but they need someone who scores goals. Now when linked to Gyokeres, it's they need someone who fits their system. LOL. King Joe says, yeah, Steve is jealous and emotional. Don't care. Jealous. I don't know. That's a bit
jealous of what? It's not like you're winning trophies every season, is it?
Man. Let them say shit, man.
I love this battle. I love it.
But
I'm getting the fans going, Grizz. I ain't just sat there like you, fucking just like taking it all in. I'm fucking putting the neck on the line. I ain't flip flopping. I don't give a fuck about these guys. So I have it every season with them. They're full of shit. Every year is their year. Every year it's their dance. You know what I mean? It's bullshit, man. I'm not taking it anymore.
Bukowski says, Big Steve, one word, bad mind. And then Antonto says, Al Hilal syndrome. I don't know, some weird super chats. Jerk Haggis says, Guna is American slang. Guy, oh, flipping hell, man.
Can you actually, like, you know,
I'm not reading it in full.
No man's land, bro. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
I'm not reading it in full. I'm reading it, and then
he wants to read every super chat. He wants to read it, respond to every message.
What is this? Oh shit!
This one's funny. Okay, cool. Ty says, Berta planning for life without Arteta, and then I don't know how to pronounce this name, so someone help me. If Gyokeres is so good, why does no one want him? I think people do want him.
I don't really like that whole argument about, like, why does no one want him? Like, there's complications.
You lot wanted him, and he turfed you, right?
Yeah, but who are they?
Man United wanted him. They want Calvin Lewin as well.
They'll take anything they can get. They're desperate. Look at them. They're going through people's bins and, like, you know what I mean, just ravaging through and looking for.
Am I allowed to read this one, guys?
I don't know what
Am I allowed to read this one? Yeah.
You can
Robertinho says,
do whatever you want. Your host.
No disrespect to the super chats. We love all the super chats, but you know, Turkish only reads out the ones that are above $4.99. You do know that, innit? You're reading every half a dime one.
Can't lie, man.
No, it's true, innit?
Why are you doing the super chats like that, man? Why are you doing the super chats?
I'm just saying, look at the time. We've got football to chat, and you're reading half a dime super chats.
Let me read this one. So it says, Footy Boy says, so this is a $5 one. Happy? You good?
No, I'm happy.
He says, why do British fans complain about ticket prices, but then want all the P's to buy big players? Supply and demand, my guys. I can't be bothered to explain why that is a flawed argument tonight. But Steve, your best mate, is in the super chats. Blue Moon. He says, RIP Jota and Andre. but the way Arsenal fans are acting over a striker is mad cringe. If he gets 15 Premier League goals or less, we will be there.
We'll do it in Turkish, but we'll do our predictions anyway.
He needs to hit 20.
20, yeah.
Rah.
Or win the league with 18 or 19.
Yeah,
or
win the league.
17.
If he helps them
win the league, and if you don't win the league, hit 20. Neither, problems.
Yeah. Neither than, yeah, bro.
Playing in that system, I'm expecting goals, brother. I'm
Rah.
expecting goals. There's an old one as well from Caicedo. Oh, fine. Let me read it. Parasite 82. He says, even though I'm still in shock over the Caicedo thing, I can't deny your SA vlogs, lads, was so good to watch and helped me get through a shitty work day. Happy to have helped. Happy to have helped.
That take was so terrible. It took an absolute masterclass from Thuggery to make up for it. This is
Oh,
what.
please. Can you get off your knees for this guy? Honestly, it's getting embarrassing.
Sorry, football genius. Sorry, Madison.
Honestly, your knees
What's Madison's targets for this season, big man?
Double figures.
Yeah, we're gonna see something from your boy. Yeah,
Madison won a European trophy last season.
Is Kudus gonna put him to the bench?
No, he's not. He's gonna play alongside him.
Okay,
yeah,
hopefully.
Cool.
Hope so.
Grizz, this one's for you. It says, Grizz, I'm struggling to understand the vibe the squad will have for the pre-season. On a further note, I'm craving the champs. Do it for Jota.
Yeah, it's going to be a strange situation. Like losing your teammate, again, it's not something we can relate to. Well, I can't anyway. But people talk about other professionals, but this is beyond professional. This is one of those situations that's just mad to deal with, man. And, you know, I mean, Virgil has got some task, man, of... you know, keeping the spirits up and motivating everyone and keeping everyone together at a time like this, man. Like when you're used to someone for X amount of years being there, being the joker, being there for you lot and part of every squad, part of every game, and then suddenly he's not there in the first game of the season. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit scary, man.
Fair. You know what? Let me just quickly scooch onto this super chat for Arsenal. It says from Cameron, it says, you're all wrong on Gyokeres, not box dominant, takes too long to get shots off, bad shot selection, off balance, and struggles to create shot window. Bloody hell. How many times do you want to say shot?
Brother.
How many times do you want to say shots?
What is a shot window? Please explain that to me, man.
Basically, the window in which you have to take the shot. So
okay.
You have a window of opportunity. And
Okay.
he doesn't open the window of opportunity the best way.
Right. Now that makes more sense. Okay.
That's why I said he shouldn't be the focal point. He should be the runner off of the focal point so he can get the shot window at the acute angle, 90 degrees, and bend into...
I did say you don't know what shot window is.
Because he's not a football man.
Yeah,
he's too busy chasing his fucking neighbors up the street.
Yeah. Not football bird like that. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, I am.
Right. Let's Saeed, shall we quickly scooch over to Man United? We can gloss over Man United and Spurs quickly.
Yeah.
You still ain't got Mbeumo over the line now.
Still no Mbeumo over the line. Well, we might do now that Elanga's come over there. You know, now that
how much you making from that Elanga deal?
I think it's 6 million. 6 to 8
Aww.
million. So you know, we might get that over the line.
Nice.
That's
you know when Hull City get a sell on.
That's like 40% of Sancho's wages.
All right, that's all the dinner ladies back in their jobs.
Anyway, I think for me, listen, man. Yeah, we needed some money from somewhere, but to be honest, it is embarrassing that you have to wait until you get some money from Elanga to get this deal up. The guy, literally, before we went to South Africa, bro, we knew that this deal, you know, he wanted to come to Man United, bro. We've been to South Africa, we've seen jungles, we've had a shit gate, we've had everything going on. Like we've seen, you know what I mean, bro? We've seen Turkish Nelly, you know what I mean, bro? It's crazy what's happened since then, bro. You know what I mean? And still not been done, man. And for me, it's like, it's not that I'm not confident he's coming. I believe he is coming to United. But it's like, bro, there's so much to do, bro. Like the guy that we've been talking about now, Richard Rios, he's going for 30 million euros, bro. That's 24 million. That is nothing in today's market. And you're getting that player and that quality. You know, like there's a lot to do. There's a striker. There's two midfielders that I want. There's at least a goalkeeper that I want. But again, Onana's apparently, it looks like he's staying. So there's a lot to do. We finished 15th, guys, man. And I said, for me, United need 5 to 7 starts to come through the door for United to be in a chance of even doing anything remotely decent next season. And it looks like right now we're not even getting that, bro. And it's a farce, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's time to panic, but at the same time, it's like, bro, like, I'd rather do my stuff early, ready for preseason, know what I've got for preseason, the manager to work with what he's got, and then go from there, rather than panic buying, losing the first 2 games of the season, and then do what we did in the past and overspending on the player.
Who's gonna tell him? You're broke,
brother. We're not broke, bro. We're not broke.
Bro. You got
Garnacho.
Garnacho, you still haven't sold. Sancho, wages still not sold. Rashford, still not sold. Anthony, still not sold. Luke Shaw, Malacia, Højlund. Where's the money coming from?
Listen, when Bruno Fernandes was not sold yet, and I was demanding the selling of Bruno Fernandes, he told the fans and the club, they said they've got money. If they wanted to sell me, but they didn't. They said they've got money. So at the end of the day, I'm going by what they said, and it is what it is. And I'm here, bro. Unless after that, I'm in the car park. You know what?
You can't have money and sack off the dinner ladies. You can't have money.
Brother, they have money, bro. I'm not buying into this bullshit.
Where from?
I don't care. They could go find it from down there or wherever it is. They
money doesn't grow on trees. You ever heard of that saying? Money don't grow on trees.
I think they've used it on Cunha, and they're probably going to land in Bournemouth. So they're going to use it on those two. So then anything else that comes in is dependent on bro.
I am not going to be one of these lot here that said, oh, well, you know what? It's all good. They've not got no money. You go do what needs to be necessary to be done to go and get that money, bro. So if you sell Garnacho for less than what his market price is, do it. If you sell Rashford for less than what his market value is, do it. Get the money. Do what needs to be done and get these guys gone.
Would you consider renaming the stadium like a sponsorship name?
Brother, we just declined the Amazon deal, bro.
Did you see the doc? They said, nah, you can't see the haram in HD.
You can't see the haram, bro. Amr was like, nah, I don't want you to sack me live on camera and that. You know the ones there where you bring me to the boardroom and that. It's like, yo, obrigado, you got to leave.
No, seriously, if they're not going to they're definitely not putting Amazon cameras around that place. Because if you will see the shit.
I want to see the leaky roof, Stephen.
Ronaldo exposed it. You know, they're not going to do it. So that's a good move from United. You don't want people snooping about there.
But Omar Barada wanted it though. Omar Barada wanted it.
Yeah, because he needs to go.
Isn't it?
You want money, innit? This is money.
But bro, like for me, what's funny about this is that this would have just exposed everything, and I feel like for me, it's like, yeah, cool, you can put out this PR that you're changing things and whatnot, but reality will be like, yo, are you winning? Are you winning trophies? What's going on? Like, what's the day-to-day like? How's your training ground? What's the facilities like? There would have been a situation where even the fans getting involved when they see the cameras around and that, and they found out that's Amazon. Like, shit would have been said in it, really and truly. So, I don't know. For me, it would have been a disaster because United would have been exposed badly, but we're exposed every day, man. Whether it's through the newspaper or whatever, it's like we are. Like, and Mbumo, it should get on the line, but it's not been done yet. And Cunha was the only player that was there today. Imagine that, bro. You're looking around, you're thinking, Cunha's the only player after finish 15th, bro. It's not good enough, man. So they've got to get a move on, bro. Weeks are going past. Yeah, we've got our first preseason game next weekend. You know what I mean? So it's not good enough, man. We're playing Leeds away. Leeds are in Sweden. So
look, you guys were in Malaysia raising funds. You guys, you got no money.
You're on party buses raising peace.
Brother, they will. I am not allowing this football club, to kind of almost have that excuses. They must, bro. They kept hammering. They said he's the chosen one. They said whatever, cool. Right, back him then and bring the quality in.
They can't back him with no money. You needed that Europa League win more than Tottenham.
Brother,
your finances.
Listen to me. I do not care. Get the money. You've had long enough now. Get shit done.
Unless you want them to go wrong.
Don't tell Matisse to get shit, man.
And everybody's dancing. New York to San Francisco.
I'm sorry.
Saeed,
there will be riots next season.
Saeed, what are you going to say if we wrap up Kudus before you wrap up in Bournemouth?
That should happen.
Then do you want a trophy for that? Or
no, we've got a trophy. We don't need a trophy for that. We've got a trophy. I'm asking you a question. I said, what are you going to do? What are you going to say if we wrap up
You want to go
If we wrap
trophy for
up
trophy? You
Kudus-
want to go trophy for trophy?
If we wrap up Kudus before you wrap up in Bournemouth.
Then yeah, cool. have you got it wrapped up though? Is it been accepted?
Not yet, no. So we're gonna throw another bid at West Ham over the next couple of days. I just want to get it done, man. Honestly, I'm like you. Get players in. Preseason starting soon. You need quality. Finished poorly last season. Get an injection of quality into the team, and keep it moving. Get the next one in.
Who are you actually linked with though? For not even being banner aside, like what's your kind of like player profile this summer?
Genuinely, I like.
It's too soon. It's only coming the drum in it, to be fair.
Yeah, because I've read that obviously we're gonna try and go for a midfielder and possibly another defender, but I couldn't give you names. I don't actually know who we're linked with. So yeah, man. To be honest, I think
I'll find out for you.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. To be honest, I'm trying to see if I'm gonna read a couple more super chats, then we end the show. What's one super chat just coming from Footy Boy says, would you guys rather have Thomas Frank or Arteta manage your club? Also, Matisse, you go into the semi-final. South American fans travel well. # real fans.
Brother, the semi-finals tomorrow. My ass is here. Listen, love and guidance, but FFP runs in my bank account as well. Do you know what I mean? PSR, we're staying home, man.
What about the first question that you asked?
Thomas Frank or Arteta? I mean, Thomas Frank hasn't gone 5 years without a trophy, like at Arsenal. So, if Thomas Frank goes to Tottenham and he wins something in his first season, then what can you do?
Super Cup.
I guess they call that an agenda.
Super Cup. Shit.
He could do it in his first few months. God damn. Could go 1 for 1 already.
Robertinho says Calvert-Lewin,
You don't really need to read this. You don't need to read.
All right, fine. I mean, he spent $5. Now you're telling me I can't read it.
It's up there, isn't it? Like, are you gonna read it? Read it.
No. Now Robertinho, blame Grizz for your super chat.
I want you to read it. I want you to read that.
Grizz, what kind of community man are you?
It's in the ether.
Did you read the super chat?
Which kind of community man is this?
Monster Snell says, we are in talks with Palace for Eze as well, separate from left wing. I want 8 at Old Trafford.
Who? Man United in talks.
This is an Arsenal fan, I think. He says, I want 8 at Old Trafford, apparently.
8? Which 8?
I don't know.
I
think he's talking goals. And the last one, this is the most obscure super chat. Jerk Haggis, Grizz, what will it take to build the foundation of Pakistan national football? We can bank on the diaspora around the world with football cultures. Uncle's ready to sleep, man.
You better get into the infrastructure of Pakistani football right now. Get into it. Lord. Talk about the foundations. Talk.
Lord, you know what? We're gonna wrap the show up right now, man.
Why is he not saying anything? Is he deaf?
Nah, he's ready to sleep, man. Uncle's ready to sleep. He's tired. We're gonna wrap up the show now, people. But before we wrap up the show, don't forget today's show is sponsored by
Pakistan's in the mud. That's what I would say.
Pakistan. Today's show is sponsored by Manscaped. Use the code TB615 to get 15% off your goods for your scalp and for your bits down below and by your arms. Until then, people.
I can't believe Grizz hasn't answered.
Take care. No, listen, I told you, Uncle's ready to sleep, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, do that. Are we gonna fucking see this all week, all season? We're gonna fucking see this bullshit.
I can't lie.
When he scores, it's gonna pan to the crowd, and everyone in the Emirates is gonna be doing that as well. Can you imagine?
The Selly's cold, but they're gonna make me hate it.
Kind of weird.
They're gonna make it shit. Yeah,
they're gonna make me hate it. They're gonna make me hate it.
Big in his leather underpants doing all this shit. I don't want to see it.
Man's under stricto, man.
I
didn't know that, brother, but I'm just saying.
All right. Listen, people, take care. Peace out. We'll be back next week.
Come on.